Their own board members, including the chair of the board, preparing to sell at a time when it's about to launch into its next huge, massive cycle of growth. Hi everyone, JJ here. Welcome back. Well, today we're going to discuss this article. Could it be true? This is from Electric. These three Tesla insiders, including Elon's own brother, that's Kimbal Musk, are preparing to sell $300 million in Tesla stock. Could this be true? With FSD robo-taxis coming up, Elon said that the Tesla market cap is going to go into the many trillions. How could these insiders be selling? Surely it can't be true. Let's get into it. So the article starts, three Tesla insiders, including Elon Musk's own brother, are preparing to sell about $300 million worth of Tesla stock. In Tesla's 10Q SEC filing, which just came out days ago, earnings have just been for the third quarter, the automaker disclosed that three of its board members, including chairwoman Robin Denholm and Kimbal Musk CEO Elon Musk's brother, have signed new arrangements to sell a lot of shares. Now, this is the information from that recent filing to prove it's actually the case. On January 5th, 2024, Robin Denholm, one of our directors, adopted a Rule 10b-5 trading arrangement for the potential sale of up to 674,345 shares of our common stock, all resulting from stock options expiring in June 2025, subject to certain conditions. The arrangement's expiration date is June 18th, 2025, so if this is next year, they're not selling immediately. This is preparation to sell later on, but not too far away. Well into when Elon Musk said that the future things that they've just unveiled at We Robot are suddenly going to kick into action. How could they be planning to sell this many shares? That's a lot. We'll look at the value of that stake in a minute. On July 31st, 2024, Kimbal Musk, one of our directors, adopted the same rule for the potential sale of up to 152,000, just over, shares of our common stock, subject to certain conditions again, and the expiration date for that is May 30, 2025. And on August 12th, Kathleen Wilson-Thompson, also one of the directors, adopted the same rule for the potential sale of up to 300,000 shares of our common stock, subject to certain conditions. The arrangement's expiration date for that is February 28th, 2025, so earlier. And here is that information directly from the filing. Now, Fred Lambert from Electric says Kimbal Musk's 152,000 shares would be worth just short of $40 million, while Wilson Thompson's arrangement would allow her to sell about $78 million. Denholm held only 85,000 shares as of the last report, but as the disclosure specifies, she is exercising stock options. Tesla's board members have received excessive compensation from shareholders, according to a lawsuit, and we'll just have a look at that lawsuit in a moment. Now, Electric's take on this, Fred's take on this, is that it's wild that they had to return over $700 million, yet three of them can still sell about $300 million worth of stock. It's also important to note that this situation also plays into the ongoing legal battle over Elon's CEO compensation, and that is ongoing. A judge found it unlawful because, amongst other reasons, he was in control of the board when the deal was negotiated, in quotes there. At the same time, they gave Elon's $44 billion package. They also gave themselves this excessive board compensation, and we'll take a look at that lawsuit around that. And Elon's compensation hasn't been finalized. Yes, shareholders voted on it, but it still has to go through the courts, as I understand it. In a moment, we'll get into some discussion around that $300 million potential sale. But first, about this compensation, this lawsuit, Elon Musk and other Tesla board members agreed to return over $735 million in stock and cash. And this is from July 2023. Elon Musk and other Tesla board members have agreed to return over $335 million in stock awards and cash as part of a settlement of a lawsuit over the board's compensation. You might remember all of the media scrutiny and social media talk around that at the time. Elon Musk's compensation, huge, historically in the history of share markets and companies, massive compensation. In 2020, the police and fire retirement system of Detroit, a Tesla shareholder decided to sue Tesla over what it believed to be excessive board compensation that had been improperly awarded since 2017. So this goes back a lot of years. I've talked about this in previous videos. It was if Elon hit massive targets with the share price, with the market cap of the company that really nobody believed would happen. And there's allegations that he has pumped up the share price various ways, and that's fraudulent in order to be compensated. What reason? For him to become the wealthiest person in the world, he would say, so he can, use the capital, use that to have other ambitious projects like getting to Mars. Nevertheless, there are allegations there that he was pumping up the share price in various ways. Now, if you're getting value out of this episode so far and you're watching on YouTube, I'd really appreciate it if you remember to hit that like button to help the algorithm to spread it to more people. And do subscribe, do follow if you want to get more of this kind of content in the future and you're new here. Now, the defendants include Elon Musk, CEO and board member of Tesla, his brother Kimbal Musk, media mogul James Murdoch, billionaire Larry Ellison, one of Elon's good friends, and virtually every Tesla board member of the last 6 years. They have received hundreds of millions of dollars worth of stock options over the years. To be fair, most of the value of the stock options has been due to the rise in the value of Tesla's stock over those years. As I said, it's been an accusation that Elon's been pumping the stock price in various ways so he can get that compensation. Now remember, this article is from 2023. In a new filing with the court last week, Tesla has agreed with the plaintiff on a massive settlement that would see board members returning over $735 million worth of stock awards and cash. As part of the settlement, Tesla directors don't admit to any wrongdoing and settle to eliminate the uncertainty, risk, burden, and expense of further litigation. Now back to the latest article on this $300 million preparation for sale, poised to sell these stock options. Now this is a top comment from that most recent article from Brad, and it says, don't they know that Tesla are on track to complete FSD next year, release robotaxis and sentient humanoid robots that will create an age of abundance. Apparently Tesla is going to be worth trillions and be the most valuable company in the world. They must really need the cash, ... Now, yes, that was my thought too. I'm sure it's your thought too, that why are these board members selling in the tens of millions, $300 million worth? You could say that it's no indication of where the company's heading, because people do sell for many reasons. It's often said in investing circles, that people sell for many reasons, but they only buy for one reason, and that's that they think the stock price is going up. But one of those reasons to sell is that they think that the stock price isn't going up, certainly as much as Elon's saying. As this commenter says, that it's going to be worth trillions and the most valuable company in the world. You could say, well, they want to diversify their investments. They want to put it somewhere else. But if they truly believed it was going to be the most valuable company in the world, what is a better investment than that? Or another reason to sell is you might want to buy, say, a big mansion. So this is way past that they're even selling here, putting kids through college if they're that age, that doesn't cost nearly as much as that, or keeping that much money in cash rather than having it stay invested in a company that's going to go through its next growth phase. Elon Musk has said that we're transitioning to the next growth phase of the company. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be multi-trillion dollars. Some of the Tesla fanboys and girls say that it's going to be as much as 10 trillion or more, the most valuable company on earth, and not too long, starting really next year and the year after, with FSD kicking in, robotaxis kicking in, humanoid robots to come soon after that. Why would you cash out this much at that time? Even if you had other investments you thought were good, it's a lot of money to be cashing out. Now, another commenter said here, the actions of men are the best interpreters of their thoughts, from James Joyce. In other words, forget what people say, look at what they do. These folks are getting their Benjamins out while the getting is good. And that is true. Look at what people actually do than what they say. People often say that about Warren Buffett. He says quite a lot of things. Usually they are on face value, but then what he's actually doing sometimes, like in the past few quarters, he's been a net seller of stocks. He's sold almost half of the Apple stake. He's been selling Bank of America. He's developing this huge cash pile. You do have to look at what he's doing as well. Is he preparing for the market crisis? Nearly $300 billion of cash and cash equivalents Berkshire Hathaway's built up. He's not saying much at the moment about the market. He's not saying that he thinks something's coming up. He wouldn't say that, but he might think that, and you can see by his actions what he may be thinking if he's not saying it in public. Now, I want to say a little something about the content on this channel, how it's changed a bit lately or become more focused on a certain area, Tesla, Elon Musk, and so forth. And I do have another channel. You can go to Stocks Today with JJ, which is more of the older style of content that I was doing there. Different stocks, different companies, information about investors, all that kind of thing that I used to do here that I'm not doing so much. So I'll put a link in the description to that if you want to go and check that out. Do subscribe there. So I'll see you over there if you want to do that. Now, this commenter, Bill Kerr, says this is normal business practice for this type of firm. It's even right there in the name. Pump and dump only works if you remember to dump before the marks catch on. So that's fairly cynical, fairly skeptical there, saying that you've got to dump, that they're selling out before people catch on, that there's something going on. You know, this is when insiders sell. It can be a sign of what's going on in the company. Or they don't believe what Elon Musk is actually saying in public. At the We Robot event, for instance, this fantastic future, their own board members, including the chair of the board, preparing to sell at a time when it's about to launch into its next huge, massive cycle of growth. Now, this is Fred Lampert on X in conversation with people after writing that post. He says, if you really believe that Tesla is on the verge of delivering unsupervised self-driving and humanoid robots, it makes no sense to sell Tesla stock. And yet these three board members are selling like it's no tomorrow. And Gordon Johnson, a very skeptical analyst on Tesla for many years, he does think it's a fraud, and he's been very short the stock on many occasions, taken a lot of criticism. He says here, because they know it's likely not true. We told you this for years, beginning in 2018, after Plain Sight published Tesla's letters to the CADMV. You called us haters. So the DMV does have a lawsuit against Tesla for misleading advertising. The California DMV, that's going to trial. Tesla tried to stop that going to trial. It is going to trial, so it's going to be super interesting. Plainsight is Aaron Greenspan, who also has a lawsuit. I've been through that in previous videos, or parts of it. It's a massive lawsuit with many different allegations of fraud in different areas for Tesla. So Gordon Johnson's referring to that there. And Fred Lampert does say, hey, Gordon, sure, I've been wrong about Tesla before, or rather, maybe I didn't have enough doubts about it at some point. So Fred Lampert in the past has been very supportive of Tesla. He's kind of turned against it as he's realized, hey, there might be some things wrong here, that Elon's maybe not telling the truth, or, you know, different things that may not come true. It's taken him a while to get around to being more skeptical. He was definitely an influencer, a supporter, with electric being that way. This is to Gordon Johnson. He continues, but either way, you're definitely a Tesla hater, and you don't want me to start listing all the times you have been wrong about Tesla. So as I said, Gordon Johnson's been short or skeptical of Tesla for a long time, but if it turns out to be true, these things can go on for a long time. If you look at previous frauds, in particular over history, they can go on for a very long time before they get found out. There's so much money involved. There's so many people supportive because they're making money. They have been making money, although Tesla's stock price has really been going down since that height over $400 in late 2021. But recently having a bump after that earnings Gordon Johnson's got more questions about those earnings in different ways. Perhaps I'll go into that in a different video, questioning some of the financials. And Aaron Greenspan has been questioning financials for a long time in different ways about pumping up that stock price in terms of stock manipulation, market manipulation, stock fraud, accounting fraud, many different things. But you can go back on those videos that I went through about that court case. I put links to those in the description if you want to see that. So what do you think about all this? Do you think that these insiders, these 3 board members who are poised to sell a huge amount of stock for their lives, for their lifestyles, it would be hard to see how they'd need all that, and why would they be putting money somewhere else into other investments if they truly believed that FSD is going to be solved, autonomy is going to be solved, as Elon puts it, and Tesla's going to go through a massive growth phase, another one from 2019 to 2021, the stock really went up in multiples, and Elon's implying that that's going to happen again as Tesla solves autonomy. But do these board members, including his own brother, really believe that? What do you think? Let me know in the comments what you think of that. I'd love to know what you think about this particular situation, so let me know. Now on screen, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to put a link to one of those related videos. Go and see that now if you want to. I'll put them related links in the description for those watching elsewhere too. And thanks to everybody for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one.